apyayantu mamangani Vakpranaschakshuhu srotram Atho balam indriyani cha sarvani Sarvam brahmaupanishadam Mahang brahma nirakurjang Mama brahma nirakarod Anirakaranastu Anirakaranameastu Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaha te mai shantu Om Shanti 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 Om. May all functions of our minds, the works of our bodies and the activities of our senses please the Almighty Brahman who is described in the Vedanta. May we not forget Him, may we realize His presence in us, may we not be forsaken by Him. May all divine qualities adorn our souls and bring peace to our minds. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So today our topic is life after death, and we have heard this beautiful music so quickly composed by Swami Atmaviddhananda based on Holy Mother's teachings. So this topic is a very fascinating topic. What is there beyond? We see the life, the person we see talking, speaking, loving, caring, fighting, killing, and suddenly disappear from the planet, from our view, physical view forever. We do not know what happened because these physical eyes don't give us any clue of that. And that's why it is a mystery, great mystery. And this mystery is going on from the human mind, from the time immemorial. And this question is the question which gives us the direction in life to find something which is beyond this visible universe. And particularly it's a big question, do I die and everything ends? Or is there anything which continues to be? And if that continuation is what type of continuation of that? And what is the end result of that continuation? So this is the philosophical question. But not that everyone is bothered with this problem. Especially who are very happy with the mundane life of simple eating, singing, dancing, and doing things, and crying, weeping, and fun and joy, and happy with that. This is not a question for them. But this question haunts the hearts of those who, having observed this universe and the temporary nature of everything, and really a big question, why? Why we are here? Why we are doing so much of effort to earn education, to learn things, and this, if it ends into ultimately nothingness. Physically we see there is nothing. But what continues is a question. So this futility of everything, when it haunts the heart of the people, and when people face the challenges that leads because of loneliness, which brings anxiety, worries, and we see disease and death. Death, maybe not me, because I am alive, but when we see death of others, whom we loved, whom we hated, matters little. We may be happy whom we hate. That guy is gone. But whom we love, they are also the same problem of a question remains to be answered. So the question comes, what is life then? What is life and what is death? We see the life means this life. This life means that when I am breathing, clinically I am alive because my heart is beating and it is inhaling oxygen and throwing out all these things, and the cells are getting nurtured. Life is moving on, prana, the breath, the vital energy. This is the prana. And it is going and nurturing the cells and keeping the brain cells alive. And when it does not, for some reason, the physical death is when the heart does not pump anymore. It is a great friend of ours, Everyone leaves us for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 1 day, 5 days, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years in our life. But this friend of our own heart, boom, boom, goes on. It is never resting. But if it rests, then it is death for us. We never thank the heart anymore. We do not know what type of service the heart is doing to all of us, incognito. But the point is that when that beating of the heart stops for a few minutes, 2, 3, 4, up to 6 they say, but it is dangerous. By that time something is to be done. If not given, then it affects the brain. And then brain death of the brain starts. Even they can revive the heart. I have Googled and found, they say, that if you can revive the heart, but the brain death of the brain, you cannot revive that after that. So this is called the physical death. And when the physical death comes, there is no other way. We understand this is a body which is to be immediately removed, but either burnt or put under the ground, whatever. Otherwise it is obnoxious. But that obnoxious thing is becoming so lovely now. Everything, charming, smiling and talking and this and that going on. So long this life force is working. And that is called the death, as is our physical awareness about this life we mean. And death is the physical death as we mean. But is this all about life? The physical life is gone. Is everything gone? That is the question again. It apparently seems to people who don't think much, yes, it is gone. That's why the different philosophies have grown. And all the different scriptures and religious traditions are trying to give some explanation about this. So the concept came that when it is gone, it seems apparently gone. That's why the philosophers who believe the theory of what you call the Charvak philosophy, they say, yes, it is done. This bhasmi bhutasya dehasya punaragamanam kuta. You see, this body was here, you are eating, you are tasting, you are touching, you are dancing, singing, whatever you are doing. When this body is put to the ashes or burned and it becomes ashes, where do you see it comes back? Don't believe such philosophy that there is any continuation of life or anything. Therefore, rinam kritva ghritang pibet, javad jivet sukhang jivet. So long you live very happily, joyfully, cheerfully. If you have no money, use credit card. It says that rinam kritva. Rinam means you go on debt, so you credit. So use that, and then you eat, finish. Because enjoy the life, because it's only few days to squeeze the lemon as best as we can. No, but But at the end, what will happen? There nothing is there. Don't bother about anything afterlife or here. This is the only life, and we are here, and it has come by natural selection or whatever, some philosophy. But there is nothing else beyond this. But this does not make a satisfaction in the heart of the people who are searching for truth. And we find that all the saints and sages have given different response to this death. We find that Swami Vivekananda, the famous letter which he wrote to Mrs. Oli Bull, whom Swamiji used to call Dhira Mata, the steady mother, on the occasion of the loss of her father. That was a famous letter. We normally in our memorial service read that letter. That's a beautiful letter where Swami Vivekananda says that this death, referring to that, he says, these are the great turning points in life. And I know that you are unmoved. The surface of the sea rises and sinks alternately. But to the observant soul, the child of Lord, each sinking reveals more and more of the depth of the beds of pearls and coral at the bottom. And coming and going is all pure delusion. The soul never comes nor goes. Where is the place to which it shall go? When all space is in the soul. When shall be the time for entering and departing? When all time is in the soul. So he's bringing a deep philosophy. The soul never goes and never comes. But this is to be understood. Soul never goes, never comes. Which is that soul? Here comes Vedantic philosophy. Two types of existence we have. One is the eternal existence in our scripture, which is said the Atman or the self. And another is the Jiva, this who has been embodied into these complexities of this body and mind. So, the Atman, the all-pervaded principle, the cosmic consciousness, it never goes, never comes. That is Brahman, that is Atman. But this me, which is now identified with this flesh and bone of the body and everything, the external and internal, this is called the Jiva, who is sitting in the mask of this body-mind. And that Jiva is the smallest. And that, according to Vedantic thought or Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, this soul, Buddhism, transmigrates. It's like a leech, movement of the leech. The soul who lives here wants to experience this world. And this creation has been done in such a way that God has created these five senses. And through the five senses too, He has created the world of experience also, which is appropriate to the senses. Eyes for eyes, beauty and form and different shapes and sizes have been created. For ear, sound and music and all these things have been created for satisfying. And like that, every sense has its sense objects. And who is here, he is identifying that I am this, and then through these senses, he is trying to enjoy, experience what this world can give, the sensate universe can give. This is called the Jivatman. Jivatman or soul residing in this body, mind, in each of us. That soul residing there. And it is that soul experiencing this. This is a car, enjoying the car for some time, driving here and there for the fun of the person who is sitting in the car, and takes all directions and experience everything. Then this car becomes old and then rejects that car. But before rejecting, as everyone does, when the car starts giving trouble, pressure, cholesterol, this type of little, what you call back pain, neck pain, these, that, innumerable sign of the car is not working well. You are taking to the clinic for fixing it. Doctor gives you this medicine, that medicine, sometimes cuts this portion, adds that portion, stitches this, and screwing this and screwing that. This supply is going on, the machine is put here and there and there and there. Your car, you are riding the car, anyway it is not working, but still trying to repair and repair and repair. And one day the doctor says it is no more repairable. And then what happens? But by that time, the resident minister who is sitting here in the body, called the soul, he already started, it is not giving any service to me. And it is becoming a botheration for me. So let me have another body. And then I will be born next time with this type of, some desire out of the infinite number. Karma theory comes in this play of this entire philosophy, that in this life, whatever we do, we have some immediate goal and we also cherish something to be accomplished. When you do like that, going from one desire to the other desire and other desire, and when it is not fulfilled, still there is next desire. It is accumulated. Desires are inside. It is called the sanchita karma. All the impressions which I have gathered in previous birth, Hindus believe that. Or even you forget, starting from this life itself, if we talk about that, there is also this point that whatever you have done, whatever you have thought, it gathered all those impressions. And all this effect is now, at the point of death, will make a net desire, outstanding desire, what will be my next car. When your old car you were rejecting, now you plan, I will go for Camry, or I will go for what you call, not in Ambassador, it's not in this country. Say, go for any good car, say Mercedes-Benz, this, that, whatever you design. Maybe you have no money, then you will have to choose the other car. So anyhow, desire is desire, and it is called like a leech movement. The leech moves, he has two, one the leg, another the mouth. So both are here, but when he wants to move to the other place, he takes the mouth and tries to find out where is the stable ground, next stable ground. And if it finds something, then only finding that stable future, it lifts its leg. Then it moves. So this body to that body transfer happens, that transfer. So this is the way that this physical body remains, but he, or that soul which was inside, which was trying to experience all the joys and fun in every way, through all the senses, he now finds where to go according to the accumulated actions and good and bad and expectations. Ultimately, it takes a direction, and it is said that he born there. That's why again there starts the life, and it moves on and on. And in that life also, joys and suffering and pleasure. And in between, of course, there is our scripture, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, talks about that in between, if you have such a serious bad karma, if one does very serious things which are good or bad, so though in between, that becomes dominant. In between, leaving this body, it goes to that plane and experience that pleasure or pain, whatever is there. And finishing that, then he comes back, starts with the old accumulated activities or thoughts and impressions, coming with that baggage at the same time, plus adding with the desire which he wanted to enjoy next life. So this is the type of progress we go on from one life to another. That is the suggestion of our Upanishads. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad mostly talks about that. Katha Upanishad, there was a talk. But that's why they go to heaven by doing good karma. They go to hell by doing bad karma, like this. And experience, they are also experiencing. Who is experiencing? There is the soul is experiencing, who has identified with. What is the soul? Definition of soul. Our Vedanta teaches us that soul means who transmigrates. I understand the physical body remains. All the cells remain here. Brain cells, nose, eyes, ears. That's why people donate the, organs. You give it. But this organ remains here. You cannot take it with you. But what you take it and who takes it? It is they say that it is the subtle body, and that is the real transmigrated soul, Jivatman. What is that subtle body? Subtle body is that which has, as we in our dream condition, if we analyze our dream condition, what remains with us? That is the soul transmigrates with that baggage. Suppose we are dreaming. Last night you dreamt. You have so many thoughts. Out of that, some predominant thought came in your mind. And your mind has created the entire dream world. Mind has created the entire objects. The person who is in the dream, he is created there. And all the total experience is going on. So there are few things there. If we understand that what we have, we don't have this physical body. This physical body, Vedanta teaches us, made of 5 elements, as we know. Every day we eat. That is the earth element. What we drink water element. We take food, out of food we say calorie, it's heat. We are breathing, that's why we are alive. And we are occupying some space. But these are all physical. That is in the physical body. But all of us live in condition when we don't live in the physical body. Body remains in your bed and you are sleeping. And if anyone can see that you are sleeping there. But you are not there. You are in a different world and you have created a different world altogether. And you are a different person there. You nothing to connect with this physical body. So that is called the subtle part of this body, is called the subtle body. And there what remains? There is a subtle body. That body is composed of the 5 elements as it is now here. But this body is made of this water. That body is made of subtle water. You have read that book probably in the Vedanta Saro classes with Swami Sarvapriyananda. And there is air, but not this physical air, this subtle air. You have there whatever water, air, fire, and then space. There is also space. But this is not the same space. In this space, if I take 20 square feet area, you cannot enter into that zone. But 2 people are sleeping side by side, 2 people have big dream. And created a whole world as it were. You don't collide there. Physically you should collide. So there is fine space. So it is gross space, there is a fine space. Gross air, there is fine air, or called subtle air. Like that. So all the 5 elements are there. So these are the 5 elements. You have 5 senses. You also see there, is it not? You have a body, and in that body you see, you hear, you eat, you smell, you touch. So all the 5 are there. So 5 organs of action and 5 organs of knowledge. Hand, feet, etc., the organs of action. and the organs of activity or perception is there. So 5, 5, 5. How much? 15. And then 5 prana is also working there. Subtle, not this one. There is your breathing also has this 5 action. So 3 into 4 into 17, 3 into 5, 15, and then remains your mind and your intellect, which is combined way we call mind, intellect, ego. As we are working now, we have a mind, we have our understanding, intellectual understanding, intellect. Ego sense is working now. So this package, which is Vedanta Patanjali talks about chitta. So the 17 elements remain there. As it is working here also. It is working through the gross body, that time it works through the subtle body. We are not dead. As soon as we forget this body in sleep, we are not dead. Similarly, when one withdraws the mind from this body and goes, as we said, that for the death of the body, for whatever reason it happens, then this gross body, though, is here. It has no connection with the subtle body, but it keeps a connection because it is I, is the same person. I am identifying here and I identify there. So this body identity remains still. That's why Hindu tradition is that they don't keep the body for a long time. They want to destroy the body so that the departing soul is free to move. Even if you use a pen for several years, it is not that good, but you are most affectionate to the pen. You still like that pen. It's a memento to keep it. No? So similarly, the body, which has been serving us for so many years, when we get out of it, still we have little inclination to be around. That's why it is said that they do this cremation. Now, so this is the subtle body moving, and as I have said, according to the tremendous bad karma or tremendous good karma, they will experience the hell experience, bad karma, heaven experience, good karma. But rest of the accumulated karma, where it will go? That karma will remain to fructify when, after finishing heaven, hell experiences, come back and take a birth again, then it starts. That is the Hindu faith. But this is the coming and going, coming and going. This is the sages have described that way. That this is the way we are born, we experience in this life, move on, and at the end, we don't die, we move into another realm of existence, which may not be this physical, but it is physical in one sense, because it is a subtle level of our mental world. That's why heaven and hell people sometimes say it is here. If you are mentally, you are totally depressed, you are in the hell. If you are mentally, you are high in your joys, and then you are excited there, and that is the best day for you. So where is the mind, there is that we live in that consciousness. So this is the coming and going situation. But coming and going continues and continues and continues, but there is a stop of that coming and going. There is a stop when mind, intellect, ego, and the subtle elements with which I, the real consciousness, was attached, that becomes separated. That is the point when one becomes totally free, and life after death or beyond is that eternal entity which is our real nature. So Swami Vivekananda was talking about that. The surface of the sea rises and sinks alternately, but to the observant soul, the child of light, each sinking is our lives. This is a very realistic point Swamiji put before us. Each sinking reveals more and more of the depth and the beds of pearls and corals at the bottom. Suffering comes, blows comes in our life, and that reveals the truth. What is this life? Is this life finished here? Is that what we see only? Or is there any some deeper meaning of it. And then when one moves in this way, real revelation of the truth comes into the heart of people. So, Swamiji says the soul, that soul never goes and comes. Where is the place to which it shall go? When all space is in the soul. That soul, capital, that Atman we are talking about, everything is in that. There is no coming and going. When you separate out from that totality, then you are coming and going. Rabindranath Tagore says that this is the way I separate yourself. When I identify myself with this littleness, when I identify with you, there is no bereavement, no death, no disease, no separation. So the soul never comes nor goes. Where is the place to which it shall go? When all space is in the soul. When shall be the time for entering and departing? When all time is in the soul. So time, space, this is the level in which we live. But in that real self, there is no time, there is no soul, space. The earth moves, causing the illusion of the movement of the sun, as we always say. How realistic. Every day we say, the sun rises today. Oh, the sun is setting. Huh? Sun does not set, sun does not rise. But it makes an illusion. So similarly, going and coming, someone is body died, someone is alive. These are all, but the sun, so Prakriti, the Maya is moving, changing, unfolding veil after veil, turning over leaf after leaf of this grand book, while the witnessing soul drinks the knowledge unmoved, unchanged. Who is here? He is observant, someone is observing all the experiences of our life. Let us think of our childhood till today. Whatever has happened, somebody in us has observed. He is not changing. He is the eternal witness standing there, detached from everything. Scenes after scenes, happiness, misery, pleasure, pain, suffering, bereavement, anguish, anger, frustration, coming one after another. The reel is moving, but the light, eternal light in the, what you call movie, what you call the key lamp, what you call? Projection lamp. That is always shining. Whatever it comes, that light produces that picture. But light is unaffected. But this ego, mind, intellect, and all this complex is identifying there and getting into the trouble. But in reality, there is no trouble. The film will go away. The light will remain. Film may be there, still the light may be on. Film is there, the light may be on, but light is unaffected. So beautiful idea. So the Prakriti, or this Maya, or nature, whatever language we use, is moving. That is changing. Unfolding veil after veil, turning over leaf after leaf of this grand book, as if we are all being engaged in studying the book of knowledge. And this mystery of this veil is that turn the pages, what is visible, what is the next. You read a novel, then you get excited. What is the next? What is the next? What is the next? That's why our interest for the world and interest for knowing things in the outside is continuously going on and on and on. But point comes when we become tired of it. Swami Vivekananda said, no, I am tired of it. I have searched for this, running for these things and not getting the glimpse, a distant glimpse to hold that. It's like holding the horizon, running and never ending. So, all souls that ever have been, are, or shall be, are all in the present tense. The cloud moves across the face of the moon, creating the illusion that the moon is moving. So nature, this body, matter, moves on, creating the illusion that the soul is moving. Thus we find at last that the instinct which men of every race, whether high or low, have had to feel, that is the presence of the departed about them, is true intellectually also. But each soul is a star, and all stars are set in that infinite azura, that eternal sky, the Lord. There is the root, the reality, the real individuality of each and all. Religion began with this search after some of these stars that had passed beyond our horizon and ended in finding them all in God. Swami Vivekananda has a beautiful lecture where he said that all the world religions, they started with this type of searching for something. First to the ancestral worship, those who are gone. They are not gone, they believe that they are. So even in the many tribal religions in India, there is a practice, they every day give them some tea. They make the burial in their own courtyard. They do the cremation in their own home compound. And then every day they offer something, food, as they drink, as they eat. So they every day offer like that, thinking the departed is here and is taking our love, affection, protection, etc. And also Hinduism believe that they are there. It is not to be denied. Swami Brahmananda, there are good souls, bad souls, it is said. The good souls are there who can help us spiritually. Swami Brahmananda said that when he was in the Vrindavan and doing meditation and practice in the middle of the night, some Babaji, Vaishnava Babaji as it were, came and pushing Swami Brahmananda, who was sleeping at the night, to wake up, wake up, wake up. And then he started meditating. I am meditating, you also meditate. They are also searching for their friends who will be of the similar mind. So these subtle entities are there. Ramakrishna saw. Ramakrishna saw that Rasmuni passed away and the chariot has come from mother's plane, divine mother's plane. And the subtle body of Rasmuni. See, it is a vivid description. We are reading theoretical thing. See, Ramakrishna said, I saw that one chariot came from Devi Loka, the plane of the Divine Mother, because Rani Rasmuni was the worshipper of Makali, so Divine Mother's worshipper. So that's we think that after death, where we go? We go to our own planes. Some say Christ Loka, Rama Loka, Krishna Loka, Ramakrishna Loka. These are planes where that type of spiritual entity is vibrant there, and because of the spiritual practice, they live into that higher plane. So Ramakrishna saw that plane chariot came, and the soul of the language is the soul of Rani Rasmuni came out and sat into the chair of the chariot, and the chariot went up into the divine plane, mother's plane. So these are visible realities. Brahmananda saw all that many things. Vijnanananda Swami saw many souls like that. That is the after death, there is a reality, and in every religion there are so many stories of it. But in Hindu religion it is more prominently thought that there is a continuum. The life is not ending with this passing away of the body, but it continues. So this is the point. Each soul is like a star, and all stars are set in the infinite eternal sky, the Lord. There is the root, the reality, the real individuality of each and all. And the religion began with the search after some stars that had passed beyond our horizon and ended in finding them in all in God. They start maybe with the ancestor worship. They may be worshipping something to live long. They are propitiating different gods and goddesses in ancient time. In India, you find they are not only worshippers of the forefathers or their ancestors, but they are worshippers of different deities, the fire god, this god. In the Rig Veda, you will find there are huge mention of the fire god, Indra. The name of Indra is also mentioned many times in the Vedas. Because those are the presiding gods, we are praising. Oh, don't kill us. All these languages. The religion starts there with fear. Let us live long. Don't kill us. Keep our progeny intact. Protect them. Oh Lord, don't destroy us. This type of prayer. As in the Judaic religion, we find the same in the Indian tradition in the earlier version of those. They started, but where do they end? This is a starting point. Searching for some higher power who can protect us, give our long life, and can help us to be happy in this life with our family and everybody. But that does not stay on. Then what further question comes? Yes, there is a soul. My father is still there, as my father used to love me. So my father is still protecting me. This is a good faith. And with that faith it continued, and ultimately they ended in God. Then it went to the, called the demigods. Then you go to the ultimate God, who is the one substance of all universal consciousness that ends there ultimately. So starting from any point, it ending into that absolute realization of that God who is all compassion, all love, all blessings, and thou art that. That is the concluding point. So it's starting from that and it ends in that. So, and ended in finding them all in God and ourselves in the same place. God and we then become one. So he's continued, the whole secret is then that your father has given up the old garment he was wearing and is standing where he was through all eternity. This garment is thrown away. Well, Swamiji is thinking that he's one with the Brahman. So he's saying that he's standing in his own eternal blissfulness, eternity. And that is the teaching of the Nachiketa's question in the Katha Upanishad. What he said, that it is the Atmanang Rathinang Viddhi, Upanishad describes in the Katha, that this soul, the Atman, is the chariot. He is riding here, riding there, and experiencing diverse types of life and diverse types of understanding about this visible universe. And then, but it is taking the horses as the senses, and reins as like the mind, and then the charioteer is the intellect, and the master sitting behind is the person for whom this entire chariot is. So you think that Atma Indriyo Manojuktang Bhakta iti ahur manishino. So the wise people, what they say, that the soul, the enjoyer, when it is united with the body, senses and mind, he is no more enjoyer, he is only witness. But he has become enjoyer in me, in you. I am enjoying. Oh, it's a good food, I enjoyed it. Oh, I had a good dream. Oh, I had a terrible dream. So you are becoming enjoyer. But you are neither enjoyer, neither the object of enjoyment. But you are that eternal quiz. So it is said, the wise people call the soul the enjoyer when it is united with the body, senses and the mind. That is the Katha Upanishad. And that what is that truth, what we are? You all know, but it's beautiful to remember in the language of the Katha. It is Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan Atma ussajantor nihito guhayam tamakratu pashyati vita shuka dhatu prasadat vahimanam. The soul that is smaller than the smallest, the greater than the greatest, dwells, at the same time, it dwells in the hearts of all beings. And that is the truth. Beautiful. We are talking to one of our plumber yesterday. He was a big philosopher, it seems. He was telling that our heart is very small, you know. People fill that heart with lust, greed, money, wealth, all these things. But it cannot satisfy them. So it is to be satisfied with God and God and God. So it says here the same thing. It says that the soul, you see, it lives in the hearts of all beings. And that is God. And which is that? In this language, it is the tamakratu. It's desireless one. It's now free from all grief. Realizes the glory of the self through the purity of his senses and mind. So when the mind and senses through which we are perceiving the universe, we are running after this world to satisfy our lust and our greed. When you find that that is not satisfying, and then akratu, you become no more kratu, no more karma, no karma of desireful karma. But selfless karma starts then. The turning point starts. You do the karma, you cannot live in a moment, but which was started with the selfishness, with the expectation of my own personal sensate pleasure and living life, it turns into the opposite way. It becomes akratu. Selfless, you do but not to do, not to gain anything. And then the mind becomes pure and body becomes pure, and they can see this truth. This is the smallest than the small, vastest than the vaster. Oh, sariragum sariresu. He has no body, but he lives in everybody. Anavastheshu avasthitam. He is the who dwells in the heart of all impermanent body. Mahantam vibhumatmanam matva dhiro nasuchati. The wise person do not anymore grieve, having known that bodiless say truth. So that is the end point. So this body dies, but we do not die. Even if we do not reach that level of perfection and feel that I am that infinite reality, or you, according to your glory of spiritual practice, you may identify according to Dvaita philosophy. Vedanta philosophy, you become one with God. One. There is no duality. That's one idea. You go to the dualistic philosophy. You love Krishna, you love Rama, you love Christ. What will happen? You will have different planes of higher consciousness. So you can, according to your own punnam, according to your own merit, good karma, good meditation, so much you did that you are very close proximity. Sa lokka, sa jujja, sa rupa. There are different glories will come that you will be so much intoxicated in thinking about Krishna, Rama or Christ, whatever is to Devata, you look like them. You become so pure, you look like them. You are so pure that you live in the same plane, same area. You become so blessed that you live very in close proximity of your divine Ishtam. You will live with Rama, with Krishna, with Christ. You live like I am living in front of you. There are different levels. That is the idea of the Visishtadvaita. And Advaita. And Visishtadvaita idea will be different planes. And then Dvaita idea will be always not to merge. Even you can fall in love and get united, but you want to keep a separation and to enjoy the bliss of the Lord. So these are existence. Main point is that we do not die. Beyond the body, there is existence. And that existence continues in higher and higher realms of our reality. And according to our karma, according to this emphasis on karma, that's why Hinduism and Buddhism has given so much emphasis on karma. Whatever karma we do, you will have to reap the effect. In one place I was reading that they said that if you have, say, 1 to 10 good karma, bad karma level, no? A good karma plus, bad karma minus. Suppose you did, say, 1 to 10, 9 good karmas, and there are 0.1, 8 point, 10 point, 12 point, good karma, little. And one have done big, huge amount of bad karma, say minus 1,000, what will happen? So the explanation has been given that, the minus 1,000, that will be now effective. And that will take you to the next type of experience, bad experience or hellish experience or whatever you say, different hell. Hindu have, as I said, Hindu have different hells, not like Christian hell. So different, you have done, how much bad you have done. You will be fried in the pan, or you will be boiled in the steam boiler, whatever. So according to your intensity of bad karma, it will be, punishment will be according. And good also. Good you cannot all go. You do little good karma and you get the same enjoyment as who have done enormous good karma. That will not do. So they are rational. These heaven hells are very rational. And people go over there and they say that, experience that, and then, as I have said, according to the last desire, they enter into the another body. And that also Brihadaranyaka Upanishad has described how one enters into the body. And it's useless to know much because it is very complicated procedure. Birth is always complicated procedure. Even to the scientist, birth is very complicated, no? Logically to understand things. So the way they describe, that is much more complicated. Anyhow, that means we born again and again, either in the body, or in human body, or in animal body, or in amoebic body, or in bacterial body, whatever. We born here and there, and somebody's consciousness is there all the time witnessing, until and unless all the other identities drop, and that what we are, that we become again. And that is the teaching of our scriptures, and that inspires us to think what we want to be in future, what we want to change ourselves by our karma, by our thinking. But this body is good and bad, its pleasure and pain are all like changing objects in the universe to go back to our own self. And that self is there already. It is not that we will have to attain any way from bringing somewhere. You have to not give a order over what we call internet, to give a order for your Atman. The order is already, it is here, only to unveil that, only to recognize that, dropping of all these identities, wrong identities. Thank you. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkhavag Bhavet Sarvastaratu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarva Sadbuddhimapnotu Sarva Sarvatra Nandatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery, may all be freed from dangers, may all realize what is noble, may all be actuated by higher thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us.